Hi folks, I wanted to bring this article to your attention since I've been putting up stuff about the weather and climate change, which some people don't believe in. This is an article brought to my attention that's quite recent from Mail Online. It came out Wednesday, November 16th. That there's a climate change episode of Frozen Planet a series that Discovery Channel had been airing and had bought most of the episodes of, but they won't be shown this final episode about climate change. And reasons given here in the article: climate change is particularly sensitive during the presidential race. BBC says Attenborough features heavily on final episode and he is not famous outside the UK. Huh? Environmental groups brand decision unhelpful. So it goes on to say that the episode of BBC's Frozen Planet documentary Scenes looks at climate change has been scrapped in the US, where many are hostile to the idea of global warming. British viewers will see all 7 episodes of the multi-million-pound nature series throughout the autumn, but US audiences will not be shown the last episode, which looks at the threat posed by man to the natural world. It is feared a show that preaches global warming could upset viewers in the US, where around half the people do not believe in climate change. That fact. I don't know about that as a fact, but that doesn't sit right with me. This is a picture of Sir David Attenborough, and this is the guy that they're saying people in the U.S. don't know anything about. He's been around for so long, and if you've watched anything on science or various topics, you have to have known about him in the U.S. So the story goes on to say the series of 6 episodes has been sold to 30 countries, including China, one of the world's biggest polluters. World TV networks have the option to buy a 7th companion episode along with behind-the-scenes footage. 10 of the countries have chosen not to use the final episode of climate change. In the US, Frozen Planet is being aired by Discovery. They were involved in the joint production of the series, yet they are still refusing to accommodate Frozen Planet in its entirety. The timing of a one-sided global warming program could be particularly sensitive in the US, where climate change is an issue in the presidential race. GOP presidential candidate Rick Perry accuses climate scientists of lying for money. A poll earlier this year found that the majority of Americans believe that if climate change does exist, it is not caused by humans. I wish they would clarify that. 53% of the Republicans say there is no evidence of climate change, while the number is far higher among Tea Party supporters, with 70% saying the theory is junk science pushed by groups with a vested interest. I'm not sure where they're getting their numbers, but I have trouble believing those numbers. Sir David Attenborough presents and authors the series, the 7th episode of which, entitled On Thin Ice, looks at how the planet's ice is changing and what it means not only to the animals and peoples at the poles, but also to the rest of the planet. I have seen some of those documentaries, and it is really sad. A spokesman for the BBC said it would not make sense to force television networks outside the UK to buy the episode, as it features 85-year-old Sir David talking a lot of the time to the camera, and in many parts of the world he is not famous. The broadcaster refused to say which countries had shown On Thin Ice. They said it wasn't included in the main package because it features Sir David in vision, which would make it harder for other countries to translate into their own language. Baloney. That's my input on that. Discovery had dropped the 7th episode due to scheduling issues, the spokesman added. However, environmentalists branded the decision unhelpful. Harry Huyton, head of climate change for the RSPB, accused networks who haven't bought the final episode of censoring the issue. A Greenpeace spokesman said, "Climate change is the most important part of our polar story. The show cost an estimated £16 million and took 4 years to make, and has proved hugely popular." I assume they mean the entire series. It examines various aspects of the polar wilderness over the seasons, and follows the lives of creatures from polar bears and wolves in the Arctic to killer whales and Adélie penguins in the Antarctic. It has been produced by the BBC's Natural History Unit in Bristol in conjunction with the Discovery Channel and the Open University. maybe this episode will be available to U.S. viewers some other way besides Discovery Channel. Discovery is one of those very selective, very well-controlled channels in terms of media. People complain about Fox News being slanted. Well, Discovery puts a lot of stuff out there that's really good, but they also don't put out a lot of stuff they could that's really good too. So I wanted to share this with you folks. You're welcome to go to the link and read the report yourself, although I just read it all to you. I'll put the link in the bottom, and I don't know how long Daily Mail keeps their articles out there, but I will put the link in the bottom of the description. Have a wonderful day.